Yes. Oh, yeah. All right, we should be live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. How is everybody doing today? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We've got 2 thumbs up already. Smash that thumbs up. If you're just tuning in live, we just started. If you're here on the replay, smash that thumbs up. Share this out to anyone you would feel would get great value from positive content, positive reinforcement type of content, uplifting content daily. One of the few content creators out here on YouTube that creates daily, if not almost daily, positive content to uplift you, help brighten up your day, get you on the right mindset or in the right mindset. I can't even talk. I'm that excited. It's Friday. So share it out. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and banging that bell, selecting all notifications. Make sure after you tap the subscribe button, tap the bell, and then tap on all so you get all notifications. If not, you will get personalized notifications or occasional notifications. You want to get everything, you got to tap the all. And if you want to chat in my chats while I'm live, you need to be subscribed for a minimum of 24 hours. My live stream chats and premiere chat videos, premiere video chats, same thing. You need to be subscribed for a minimum of 24 hours and also follow my guidelines that should appear at least the very first time you join my live stream chat. Hope you're all having an amazing day. It is a beautiful day here today. It's about 64, 65 degrees. And I feel amazing. I feel incredible. I feel refreshed, renewed, however you want to say it. I feel so energized. I will be doing that stream from the studio tonight. Give me a second here. Hey Adelaide, how you doing? Mad Shangy Army. Do not block Mad Shangy Army. I wanna make sure that's the real channel. Adelaide, can you tap on your phone or device or whatever you're using on Mad Shangy Army and then click on Go to Channel and see if that channel has content on it. I want to make sure that's the real Mad Shangy. I can't do that while I'm on mobile. Let's have a cold one. Mad Shangy Army. If that's the real you, which Adelaide will be verifying that because now moderators and channel owners have the go to channel option natively within YouTube. They brought it back so we can actually moderate the channels. But if that's the real you, Mad Shangy, to what do I deserve this special moment? Just kind of curious to know what would get you to tune in to one of my live streams after all this time. Adelaide or Mad Shangy Army or anyone? You guys going to respond or are you just doing the hit and run? Happens a lot. We have so many options out here on YouTube that people will click into a live stream or start watching a video and then they'll just go to the next. And while they're watching, they'll be scrolling through their feed for something better. Yes, he's real. So it's the real Matt Shangy Army, thank you for verifying that, Adelaide. Well, I dumped Fire Ice, so I no longer care what anyone thinks. Well, Matt Shangy, here's the thing. I never had a problem with you. Even stemming back to the days where I started this channel a little over 3 years ago and we reconnected, right? I've always thought of you as a pretty decent content creator when you would do your regular stories, and then all the drama just kind of took off, and you had warned me about certain people. I wanted to find out about these people on my own, and then we all got intermingled with a bunch of different people that were pinning and pitting us against each other. You know, pinning and pitting against each other, you know. And then, you know, I ended up leaving your Discord server, and then that just created an issue that should have never happened. And now, from what I hear, Matt Shangy Army, everyone's friends again. Everyone reunited. At least most of everyone, right? And I will say I'm pretty proud of you for making amends with a guy that I thought you never would make amends with. And several other people that have also passed by my channel over the last week or two. And I'm proud of you. But again, I never had an issue with you in the first place. And I'm not here to criticize anyone regarding their relationships or anything like that. You can choose to date whoever you want to date and how you want to date them, right? And everyone, to a certain extent, has some issues. No matter how good of a person you are, no matter how strong you are, everyone has issues. We all go through things, right? My issue with you is when you claimed I had Barbara and was blackmailing her with them, had provocative pictures of Barbara and was blackmailing her. Well, listen, dude, all that stuff is over and done with, and I don't really feel there's a need to rehash any of it. You know, there's been many occasions where I've apologized to everyone in a blanket way. I've stayed out of this crap for the last year plus. I've just been focusing on my own content, and I've also been welcoming back people that truly have learned from this experience and are ready to move forward in a positive way and create real content. I understand even when you create positive content, at times negative things will happen, but I want to minimize the negativity, the drama, etc. Shangy says, all because someone got in your ear and gave you money. I was genuinely trying to help you, and you threw me under the bus. Well, dude, I don't remember anyone paying me money to influence my opinion, bro. You know, I'm not influenced by money. I'm not one that can be bought off. And as a matter of fact, I've even refunded some very large donations that people have given me. Somebody gave me a $200 donation last year, and I refunded them their money for example purposes. So, you know, I don't remember exactly what happened, and I don't think we need to even rehash it. We don't need to rehash it. We can either decide to, hey, put the differences behind us and move forward, man. So if it wasn't about money, you just decided to lie about me on your own. No, bro, that wasn't the case. The actual case was that I was dealing with a bunch of people that I was trying to get away from so I can create my content. And I was just trying to find and figure out what was going on. And when I finally figured out that it all boiled down to one thing, these people are creating fake instigated drama because they have a sponsor that's paying them to do it, I'm like, okay, there's no upside here. And these people probably don't even really hate me. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, right? But that's not the point. You know, these people were getting paid and probably are still somewhat getting paid to just interact with people and bring them on live stream panels and trigger them so that way they can get triggered on panel and entertain the rest of the audience at the same time. These creators, you know, are taking these same people that they're bringing on their panels and expecting donations from them and calling them friends. But you can't have someone that's a friend and then bring them on a panel and intentionally trigger them to entertain your audience. That's using your supporters and friends as props, right? So quite frankly, bro, here's the honest truth. Look, here's the thing. I'll be the bigger man, and I've been the bigger man for the last year plus. I apologize for anything or any inconvenience I may have caused you, and I think I've apologized to you in the past. And dude, I'm not trying to say I'm perfect and didn't make any mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes, and that's exactly what we're going to be discussing here today is, you know, owning your mistakes. The topic's going to be, you know, when was the last time you admitted fault? In general, it's a blanket statement. And it's really interesting how, you know, many of my topics that I put out there, this past drama group of people that have been following me for years, they think I'm going to talk about them, and that's not the case. Or my lady thinks at times I'm creating topics because of how she's behaving. And I'm like, no, I create topics for the masses. Now, do those topics resonate with my lady or maybe you, Shangy, or some of the drama people? Sure, but they're not intentionally created to try to get your, you know, you folks or the, you know, you guys, your attention, which is what I'm trying to say. You know? I may get cut off here for a second. If I get cut off, I'll be back in a few. Yeah, here's the thing, dude. All those people from the past, I don't associate with them anymore. I don't deal with the drama. I'm not looking to hash things up with anyone or rehash things. I've just been moving forward and doing my own thing, and as people start to come back or new people come in, I'll say hello, see how you folks are doing. Oh, I think that was a bee that got into my face. And you know, that's it, man. It's not a big deal. I do appreciate the video you made of me early last year when I went onto a live stream panel run by Rogue Internet Man, and the guy that you're now friends with, the mid-30s millennial guy that you're now friends with, made a video saying that Rogue destroyed me, and I didn't get triggered one time. And you actually came out. You came out and shared the truth. I was on that stream for 2 hours, and he kicked me off his stream. He got triggered that he couldn't trigger me. And that's one of the many things I've respected about you, Shangy, is that, you know, you stick to the facts. Because, you know, you're not sponsored to, you know, you're not sponsored to mess with the facts or, you know, take the facts out of context to satisfy your sponsor and entertain an audience in that way. You're about the facts. So I appreciated that. And I think I even basically briefly talked about that at the beginning of last year when that happened. And after that happened, I was just done. I moved on. It's been over a year since I've been on any one of those panels, those drama shit show panels, and I'll never go on them again. Now, am I willing to work with some people from the past that turned things around and want to do something more positive that's not only going to help them, but it'll help me grow too? Then that's cool, but they're going to have to show me a sign of good faith before I would even consider doing something like that. Shangy says, I just don't like being lied about when I was genuinely trying to help you. I understand that, Shangy. I admitted I was wrong more times than anybody I've seen on here. I know you have. Mad Shangy Army says, I've always maintained that I think the people who spend 24/7 running a certain type of ups on you are losers. You smashed Rogue, you should have come on RDA. When I dumped a certain female and she ended up getting exposed for all her certain type of ups, there's been less stress and drama on my end. Yeah, and with no disrespect to her or anyone or you, Shangy, that woman was and still is very mentally and emotionally unstable. I'm not saying that to criticize her. Those are the facts. I mentioned on a stream, I think last week, when the girlfriend of the guy, the mid-30s guy that you recently became friends with again, was here chatting in my chat and mentioned her. And I talked with the fire chick, let's just call her the fire chick, on Google Hangouts phone years ago for a few hours. And she, in all honesty, is actually the most emotionally unstable woman I've ever encountered. Period. Hands down. So I can only imagine what you were dealing with, bro. So listen, I'm not here to criticize you or her or anybody. She just has a lot of emotional issues. She's probably unhappily married. If she was happily married, she wouldn't have done the things she did, right? If you're unhappily married, you get a divorce and you move on with your life. But a lot of times, these chicks nowadays, they stay married for the kids. They stay married for the money. They can't afford to live on their own. So, you know what? That's their issue, right? So I get it, man. I totally get it. I knew exactly what you were going through. But it's not my business to tell you what to do. And I may have mentioned something about it back then, but hey, that's on you, man. I'm glad that you figured it out, though, and I'm glad you moved on. And I'm glad there's much less stress and drama in your life because of it. Dude, she's more mentally unstable than you could possibly know. Dude, you don't have to prove it to me. I've been saying that about her for years. And I say that with love because, I wish everyone the best, including her. She could turn her life around. She can get some therapy. And she has a psychology degree. That was the kicker. This woman has a psychology degree. So she should know better than anyone about what she's going through. But she couldn't even help herself. That's why degrees don't mean shit. They don't. I don't have a degree, but I know exactly what I'm talking about. She doesn't have a degree. She took psychology and dropped out. Wow, okay. Well, so she lied about that. Oh, well. I don't know why anyone would lie about that. But, okay. That's what she wanted to do. Yeah. As far as things with me, I have just been removing any type of drama, any type of mental and emotional instability out of my life. The only people I will deal with issues like that, and that's to a certain extent, is my girlfriend and my mother and any female family member, right? But anyone else that's even remotely a little bit unstable mentally and emotionally on and off of YouTube, I can't work with someone like that, right? And you can't really even help people like that unless they're open to the help. Sweet Pea 1985. She lied about her entire life. Yeah, because she was insecure. Shangy, she's been unhappily married, and she's insecure. She gained a lot of weight, too, from her younger days and tried to use pictures of her that weren't really her. So, she's catfishing people, right? She's just unhappy with the way her life is, turned into, right? But she can turn it around. She can lose the weight. She can divorce the husband. And she can get her life back on track. But instead of doing that, she decided to come out here on YouTube for years and severely project her insecurities with lies on top of lies on top of lies. And I don't care about the fact that she lied. Who cares? I'm not criticizing her for that. What I'm saying is that why would you come out here and waste your time to project your insecurities onto all these people when you could have taken that time to turn your life around and do everything I just said? Like, go on a diet, lose the weight, divorce your husband, and, start associating with better people that are going to make you happy. Sweet Pea 1985. I admit my mistakes all the time, by the way. Hi, Coach. Hope you're having a great day. Hey, Sweet Pea 1985. Having a phenomenal day. So far, so good. I haven't been cut off yet. But every time I say that, I then get cut off shortly afterwards. So I have a feeling I'm going to get cut off soon. But if I do, I'll be back within 30 seconds or less, maybe a minute at the most. You folks that have been watching me lately know what happens on this trail. Some days are better than others with the reception, right? With the electrical interference. Mad Shangy Army says, hello, Sweet Pea. So before I get into the topic here, so Shangy, I'm just kind of curious, what drew you in to tune in today? I mean, you can share whatever you want to share, man. Let me know. You just wanted to check in and see where I'm at, or you're looking to see if there's something to possibly collab on down the road, collaborate, or, there's always a reason why people pop on in after a while. So I'm just curious to know. And going back to the Rogue thing, yeah, I went on Rogue's, so you can hear it here, Shangy, while you're here, while I'm live. I went on Rogue's show on purpose, knowing that the mid-30s millennial guy that you're now friends with was going to send him all that information, because they were talking on a live stream about it. So I'm like, okay, if these people, want to play with me, that's fine. I'll kill a couple hours and go on the stream and prove how much stronger I am emotionally and mentally than all of them, right? And that's what I did. All I kept saying, Shangy, was that's your opinion. That's your opinion. It was. It's their opinion. Some of the things they were saying about me were true. Some of them are not true. But hey, I didn't go on there to get bashed, even though I knew that's what was going to happen. I went on there for an interview to let people get to know me and talk about coaching. But I knew what was going to happen, and I was prepared for it. And what Rogue didn't know. So here's the thing with Rogue. He's used to catching people off guard. What Rogue didn't know is that I was very experienced at being trolled for 3 or 4 years before that time. So it's not like I didn't know what was going to happen. Now, I didn't expect these people to gang up on me, starting off with 2 people first, him and his female co-host, but then another like 5 or 6 guys came on, right? But I was even ready for that because You know, even though I didn't expect it, I was ready for that because I've been ganged up on these drama panels in the past. And I learned. And that's all I'm trying to do to help other people is share what I've been through and share how to better handle yourselves, which is what I'm trying to say, whether it's online or offline. So, anyway, I don't know if the chat froze. We got 13 people here. We got 2 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up if you're here. Come on. 13 people here. Smash the thumbs up. Give it a like. Help a brother out. We're going to get to the topic in a second, but let me shut this down, go offline for a second, and reset it so I can see if the chat has refreshed. All right, we should be back, and now the chat is back. Dude, she didn't gain a lot of weight. She was always fat and lying about it. So that one picture she took for like hangouts was like a close-up of her face, all dolled up with makeup. Yeah, oh well. You know, how many chicks do that nowadays, dude? It's an insecurity. Anyway. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And it's not her husband's fault that she's a lying, cheating, let's just say 304, like we use YouTube code for that word, 304s, right? Backwards. So you're saying she's a 304. The title had me intrigued. Oh, okay. Lewis, good afternoon. How you doing, buddy? Matt Shang Army says, Rogue had a meltdown because he tried to bully you and failed. Well, of course. I'll share more about that in a second. Hey, Lewis says, Sweet Pea 1985. Lewis says, I hope everyone's doing good. Lewis Fuller, hi, everyone. Sweet Pea says, I'm great. Hope you're all well, too, Lewis. Matt Shang says, hi. Matt Shang Army says, Eli made Rogue cry. I got to go buy a hammer, says Sweet Pea. Lewis says, please don't forget to smash the hammer, or you mean smash the like button, Lewis Fuller. Let's get right to it, folks, and I'll keep answering questions in the chat as we go along. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose Live Edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail, SF Bay Trail here in Redwood City, where I live, Redwood City, California. This is episode number 244. Episode number 244. That's why I'm not fat and overweight, Shangy, because I walk all the damn time. I exercise all the damn time, and I try to eat as best as possible, too. Episode number 244, and the topic is, when was the last time you admitted a mistake? Set yourself free now. One more time, when was the last time you admitted a mistake? Set yourself free now. Folks, every single one of us has experienced trying to cover up a mistake we made at one point or another in our lives. Some of us are still doing it to this day, regardless of our age. But typically this happens when you're younger and inexperienced and you're trying to be the best person you can be. You're trying to make something out of yourself. When you're younger, you feel the need to prove yourself to your friends, your family, your significant other. And the truth of the matter is, you really don't need to prove anything to anyone. Just be yourself. And if you make mistakes, own your mistakes, because covering up your mistakes just makes the mistake or mistakes more apparent and sets you further back. Doing great today, says Lewis. Shangy says, notice they took over Wendy Pack's channel because no one else wants them around. It is cold. It's crap here in Texas. I heard about that, Lewis. It's over 60 here. It's a nice day here. Yeah, Shang, I haven't paid too much attention, but who specifically took over Wendy's channel. And if it's that BL chick, I don't talk with her. I don't talk with her. I don't talk with RJ Sandifer. I had to remove all these people because even the good people that are part of that group are associated with people that are doing stupid shit. Right? And it saddens me when you gotta take over and control channels of disabled people. So if it's that same BL chick, she's got her own issues too, right? She's got serious issues. She's unhappily married too. Same situation as the woman you were seeing. She'll never admit it though. She says she's happily married, but she's not, right? But, you know, she's tried to take over RJ's channel many times, and she has. Because RJ lets her, the blind and autistic YouTuber. And I think she's the one that's taking over Wendy Pack's channel. Folks, if you don't know who Wendy Pack is, she used to be on the Howard Stern show. So she's pretty well known. And now she's been running a YouTube channel, just wanting to do her thing. But so many people have taken advantage of her, made a mockery of her, you know, and it's really, really sad. It's really sad what some people will do to others, especially others that are disabled, right? Especially if they're mentally disabled, you know, if they're mentally retarded. Or let's use the proper word nowadays, mentally challenged, right, Shangy? We can't say mentally retarded anymore, so it's got to be mentally challenged, right? Oh well. I'm saying it within the right context, and I'm not attacking anyone, so I'm all good. It's for example purposes, right? But see, there's another example. There's a great example right there. These people that are doing these things to these disabled YouTubers will never admit their mistakes. They won't. Why? Because they're unhappy within themselves. They're so miserable that, you know, any mistake they would have to admit would just make them feel even more miserable than they already are. So they have to do stupid things to feel like they're worthy, and then, you know, play it off that they're for the right reasons. Those stupid things are for the right reasons. And maybe some of these people are so mentally and emotionally screwed up that they genuinely feel that what they're doing is the right thing, even though to the rest of us that are normal, see, it's not the right thing. You know what I mean? I feel amazing today. Let me pay a shout out to my lady if she's watching. My lady has been dealing with some allergies. I believe they're allergies. Her jaw was swollen at work yesterday, and now her eye's swollen. So I talked with her this morning, and she called in saying she's going to be late at work, and she was going to urgent care. But she might end up taking the rest of the day off, depending on what the doctors say. So I just wanted to pay you a shout out, babe. Hope you're doing okay. Please, folks, keep her in your thoughts and prayers. She's been going through some medical issues. You know, she's also been going through the change that women go through, where, you know, they can no longer have kids, you know. Let's just say it's called menopause, right? She's going through that. So, you know, it's really affected her health-wise, and she's just trying to get everything in order, and I'm really proud of her. But she's a small woman. She's like 5'6", almost 5'7", about 110 pounds. And I've been feeding the shit out of her lately. I think she's gained a few pounds since she's been with me. Trying to put on another 10, 15, 20 pounds on her. She goes, then I'd be fat. I'd say, no, baby, you'd be all right. You're still fine the way you are right now. I just want you to be healthy. I know you're going through a lot. So please keep her. All right. I'm back. For some reason, the chat doesn't always update here. The wind chill. Oh, Sweet Pea says, I learned a long time ago that I get in less trouble by admitting I messed up. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly what I suggest. Just own it right away and put it behind you. The person will forgive if they're a good person, if it's a forgivable offense, which usually it is, and then you just move on. They can respect you more. Lewis says the wind chill is 26 degrees Fahrenheit and the temperature is 37 degrees. Yeah, that's pretty cold. We've had some cold nights like that, the first few months of the year. Now it's just beginning to warm up a little bit. It's nice. She's still on the Howard Stern show. Wow, I didn't know that. That's cool. I think the people using Wendy are more mentally challenged than she is. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that, Shangy. Even though I can't do it here, I'm not in the studio with my clapping sound. But yeah, you're right. You're right. The people that are taking advantage of her are more mentally challenged than her. Right, like BL. Let's just say that. BL will be watching, right? And then she'll make a community post on me, right? Tag me in. You're wrong. You're wrong, Coach Eli, at Coach Eli, Elias Melas. Right? You're wrong, right? Okay. Well, ma'am, if you think I'm wrong, that's on you. No problem, right? No big deal. It's all good, right? Yep. That would make sense, Shangy. Sweet P985 says, wow, Lewis, that is cold. It is in the 70s and sunny where I am. Lewis Fuller says, mentally challenged. What do you mean by that, Lewis? Mad Shangy Army says, what do you think is the cause of such emotional instability? What do I think the cause of it is? I will tell you what it is for BL and what it is for your ex-woman. It is the fact that they're unhappily married. It is the fact that they settled for beta boys or guys that were going to provide for them because the guys they really wanted just wanted to bang them, like the Chads and Tyrones, but they didn't want to settle with them. So what happens to these women, Shangy? You know how this goes. You've been following the Manosphere and MGTOW and all that, right? These women try to lock down the Chads into a relationship and marriage, and the Chads just want to bang them. So they settle for the beta male provider, right? And they have kids with the beta male provider, but they don't sleep with him. At least not as much, right? And then they're unhappy and miserable, locked into the contract of marriage with the wrong person because they couldn't attract the type of guys they wanted to marry. The type of guys they wanted to marry didn't want to marry them, right? And that's what creates, emotional instabilities and mental instabilities and just it's unhappiness, dude. These women are choosing to stay stuck in a miserable marriage because their beta male providers are providing for them. You think, and BL can sit there and say whatever she wants. I'm not even trying to criticize her. I'm only answering your question here, right? You think if she had enough money to live on her own, that she'd still be with her husband? No, she's with that guy because he's the beta male provider. It's the bottom line. And yeah, she's probably watching or somebody will tell her about this and she'll get triggered, but I'll just ignore her. She can tag me in community posts, make response videos on me, do live streams on me. I don't care. I got better things to do. But that's the truth, man. And these people need real help, and I can help them. That's what's actually happening. I need a life coach's perspective on this. That's funny, dude. It's been raining here, says Lewis Fullers, and they say in the forecast we could have snow and rain and sleet. Well, be careful, Lewis. Fire's the same height, but she's like 160 pounds. 160 pounds. Isn't it depends on how she would carry it. That's not really obese. It's a little overweight. But You know, if she's like 5 foot, 160 pounds, different story. If she's 5'3", 5'4", 5'5", 5'6", 160, different story. Close to 200. I'm surprised I didn't get a hernia when I picked her up. Well, I'll tell you, man. I herniated my disc going hiking a couple years ago, and it's pretty much healed now. I just got a little bit of the sciatica reflex left over. The sciatic nerve gets pinched, so it's, you know, I could barely walk a couple years ago because the nerve was so pinched from the herniated disc. But a hernia sucks. It does. But yeah, I mean, I'm surprised I didn't get a hernia. It's supposed to be a professional, respectful, and mature show, but I'm still a guy. I'm still a human being. Come on, folks. Give me a break every now and then. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I hope you took all safety precautions with her, Shangy. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. I wouldn't be going raw, as they say, with anyone like that. Like the raw dog, right? you only should be raw dogging with that one special lady that you trust, and she trusts you, and you're faithful and loyal to each other, right? Who came up with that term, raw dog? I wonder what they did back in the days before condoms existed and all these fancy things we have nowadays, these contraceptives and all that we have nowadays. I guess you had to completely rely on the pull-out method. I'm going to hit the observation deck. There's nobody in sight for right now. I'm going to take a little breather up here, and then we'll continue. I wonder if the chat just freezes after a while. I'm going to have to probably reset it here again. Got 17 in the box, 8 thumbs up. Thank you so much. Let's try to get the 10 thumbs up in the next 5-10 minutes. Please smash the like button. Share this out. If you have a community tab on YouTube, share it out. Anywhere on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, tweet it out. Reddit, Discord, Facebook Messenger, Facebook group pages, etc. You know the drill. You know the drill, folks. Give me a second here. I'll be right back. Nope, I think... Oh, here we go. Sweet Connect 85 says, I was a big chick, but I've lost a good amount of weight over the last year or so. So where were you at and where are you at now? How tall are you? I'm just curious, Sweet Pea. Congratulations on that. Matching Army, why do these beta guys put up with cheating wives? What do they get out of it? Well, if they can get somebody else that would stick around, you know, they would go with them. These beta guys have no spine. These beta guys will take whatever they can get, right? And I'm sure that these beta guys are cheating on their wives too, right? It's just a miserable situation. Like that's the leading cause of misery right there, is being unhappily married, right? And that's what's been happening with a lot of women, you know, over the last probably 40 to 50 years as feminism came to place, Shangy. You know the whole story. We've gone over this in the MGTOW days, right? women were liberated. It changed things up, right? It also, made men more feminized, right? And so, they just, the women end up settling with these guys because the guys they want won't marry them and provide for them. These betas settle for these women because they're the most attractive woman they could get, right? Because these beta guys can't get the super attractive women or the even the moderately attractive women because they have no spine. They don't know how to talk with women. They're more submissive than dominant, right? If you look at these women, right, with no disrespect intended, these are just the facts. You look at this BL woman and you look at the woman you used to date, right? They probably wear the pants in the marriage, right? These are very, very assertive women, right? Very, very dominant and assertive women, right? That exude more masculine energy than feminine energy, Shangy. And so, any guy like you and myself, we're not going to be attracted to women like that because, we're masculine men and we're more dominant and masculine men with masculine energy. So we need a feminine, submissive type of woman. Not 100%, but 70 to 80%. I think 100% submissiveness, like Sweet P985 has said before, is a little too much even for a modern woman, right? But 70 to 80% of the time, the woman needs to be in her natural essence of being feminine and submissive, and the man 70 to 80% of the time needs to be in his natural essence of being, dominant, masculine, right? So what you have in these marriages, Shangy, is a reverse of the sexual polarity. And there's nothing there, right? Maybe initially, the woman was okay with it. They wanted to have kids. But after they had kids and stuff, right? That loving feeling wasn't there. And these beta guys don't know how to ignite a woman's fire. They don't take their women out. They stay home all the time, right? They don't do shit. They just go to work and come home. They probably sleep in separate beds, right? When you see this BL woman, you see her up late all the time doing streams. At least in the past, I haven't followed her in ages and I don't care to. But, you see her up late on her computer and her husband's sleeping in another room. I mean, if I was with my lady, who's very beautiful, by the way, and a good woman, right? I would not be doing a live stream at midnight and her sitting in bed alone. I'd be in bed with her, all snuggled up and doing some other things and maybe watching a little TV and then, falling asleep. But see, that's why like women like BL, they come out here on YouTube in the middle of the night and they get drunk on camera and do live streams in the middle of the night because they're not getting what they really want from their husband. It's the truth. She'll get triggered, but it's the truth. She'll get triggered because it is the truth, right? And she'll tag me and try to make videos on me, and that's all good, BL. Go ahead and make all the videos you want. I don't care. I've got other things to do and people to help. But I'm just, I'm here I'm talking with Shangy a little bit today. I've never had a problem with him. I'm actually happy you're here, man. Let's see here. Actually, I banged her without a condom and busted. I can't say that, man. Oh, God, dude. Just want to see my reaction on that, dude. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Well, dude, I guess good for you. I don't think it's what they get out of it. It's what they get to keep. If they divorce, they may lose half their stuff. Well, yeah. Like BL and this other woman's, Shangy's ex-woman's husband, yeah, they're the breadwinners. So they're gonna lose half their shit, right? Half the marital assets. And they both, I believe, have been married for over 10 years. And in most states, including California here, after 10 years, it's a fully vested marriage, meaning that you get spousal support for life, right? And you get half the marital assets. At least I think both these couples have been together for over 10 years, or they're getting there. Maybe they're waiting for the 10-year mark to be fully vested in the divorce settlement, right? It's pretty sad, but women do that. Let me sit down here for a second and catch up on the chat, and then I'll start heading back. Shared it out on my community tab. Thank you, Lewis. Sweet Pea says, I'm 5'3", and I was about 270, now at 160. That is awesome. Wow, that's a huge difference. Wow. That's 110 pounds. Congratulations. My man is a fitness coach, so it's been super easy. That's awesome. Matt Shangy Army says, Fire was very masculine. She looks like her uncle. Okay. Lewis Fuller says, I just shared your stream out on Facebook Messenger. Thank you so much, Lewis. I so greatly appreciate you. Matt Shangy Army says, BL is the laughing stock on YouTube. She's one of them. One of many, bro. All right. Let's start heading back. Yeah, that's why, Shangy, I don't really care how much content these people make on me. And I don't talk about them anymore. I'm only talking about a little bit here today because you're here. And quite honestly, Shangy, I don't have a problem with you, and I never have had a problem with you. And I think back in the days, before you got involved with some of these people that are now your friends, which is great. I'm happy to see you be friends with the party channel. Let's just call her that. And the mid-30s millennial. I think I just saw that foot-tall jackrabbit, or that more than a foot-tall jackrabbit I saw yesterday. Wow. And even with Susie and some of them, like you're now patched up and all good with people that you were telling me to stay away from back then. There's the bunny. That's a big bunny. Wow. Wow. Give me a second. Sweet Peanut 85. Oh my God, so cute. That bunny's so cute. You got him, Eli. You got him with the camera. I'm just messing with you, Sweet Pea. It's all good. You are very welcome. My pleasure, says Lewis Fuller. Matt Shangy Army says, Fire said she was 304 and that she cheated on Drew the first years of their marriage in the UK. Because he was the beta male provider from the very beginning. It's the bottom line. Like, here's the thing. As a man, I've never been married. If I ever do get married, it's going to be with a woman that I'm totally into and is totally into me. Kind of like how my lady and I are totally into each other, right? But again, the thing that's happening with women nowadays is they're settling for the beta male provider because during their college years, they're riding the carousel and they're banging the Chads and Tyrones. And then, when they get to their early 30s and their biological clock starts to tick, and the Chads and Tyrones don't want them anymore, and guys their age don't want to marry them, they settle for the beta male provider. And that's what happens, right? And that's going to continue happening until women start to realize that you got to make a choice. You want a family or career? You can't, look, if you want to have a career and have a family, sure, that's not impossible, but you got to learn to balance it out. You can't wait until your 30s to get married and have a family. It's too late. Usually. Some people come in here. That's what's happening to women. They're waiting until they're in their 30s. Then guys their age are going for younger women, right? And women nowadays are complaining, guys my age don't even look at me anymore. That's because when we were looking at you when we were in our 20s and you were in your 20s, you didn't want us. You wanted to bang the Chads, right? And just because I'm not a Chad, I consider myself an average-looking guy or slightly above average. I'm not a Chad. I'm not a GQ guy, but I'm still decent looking, right? These women would overlook us guys during the years where we would have given them what they wanted, right? And that's what women's lib has done for women. No problem that they're working and doing jobs primarily that require them to exude more masculine energy than feminine energy. They're, most jobs women are doing are out of their natural essence. That affects them too, but no problem that they're working. It's just that when they're younger and most fertile and there are good guys that want them, they don't settle for those guys. They keep riding the carousel. So that's what happens. That's exactly what happened to Fire. That's what happened to BL. It's obvious. They're just another statistic of what we've always talked about, Shangy and everyone else. And I'm not trying to be rude by saying it. That's exactly what happened. And what are they going to do? BL's going to do reaction videos that I'm not going to even care to look at. And she's going to write long community posts getting all triggered because I'm stating the truth. And I'm not even trying to come at her. I'm saying, if you're not happily married, why don't you divorce the guy? Because you'd be on the street and you'd lose your kids, right? So she's stuck, right? No one that's stuck wants to hear the truth. But the truth shall set you free, right? When was the last time these women admitted a mistake? Let me ask you folks, when was the last time you admitted a mistake? As far as myself, I admit my mistakes all the freaking time. When I was younger, it was the complete opposite. I would try to cover things up, and it made me look like a fool. And my friends and family that I was bullshitting knew I was bullshitting them, right? So it got to the point where in my late 20s, I started to own up to everything. And when I'd make a mistake, I'd say, yeah, you know what, dude? You know what, bro? You know what, mom, dad, or whoever? You're right. I fucked up. I screwed up. I will do my best to correct the issue as quickly as possible, but I apologize, right? And let me tell you how liberating it feels when you made a mistake and you can just come out and own it. It feels really liberating. All right? If you keep it, locked deep within, then it just creates more pain and agony, not just for you, but anyone else involved in that situation that you're not owning up to. One great example would be like, a mother and her daughter not discussing childhood trauma, wanted to table it. The mother wanted to table it and not fully own up to it because she doesn't want to hurt the child, or she's hurting herself and doesn't want to put herself through any more agony, right? That's something that, my lady has gone through, and her family is amazing. They're good people. But, for example purposes, my lady's mother has dealt with trauma. The trauma carried down to my lady, and my lady, I think my lady's mother is 67. She's 66. My lady is 46. And her daughter is 26. Actually, her daughter just turned 27. Right? So 20 years apart, right? 3 generations of mother-daughter, right? And now my lady's daughter is going through some stuff, having difficulty trying to figure out what her purpose is and what she wants to do, right? And she's struggling with a lot of things, right? The best thing to do is to own up to it. Talk about it, no matter how much it hurts to talk about it, no matter how much it hurts yourself or other people. Eventually, it'll set all of you free. The truth shall set you free. You've heard that phrase, right? The truth shall set you free, my brothers and sisters. Every time I make one, she says. Sweepy985 says, I'm currently in the Sonoran Desert, so I've seen lizards, praying dogs, a Mexican wolf, and I saw a bunny today, but it wasn't that big. Not like the one I showed you. That was a big-ass bunny. Matching Army says, and fire has been stalking Susie's kids, Barb's kids, Kimmy's kids. So why is she doing that, Mad Shangy Army? Folks, somebody type something in the chat. I want to make sure it's not stuck. I think I dressed too warm for this. It's a warm day. So if the weather is this nice tomorrow, I'm going to not even wear a jacket. Let's come over here for a second. Oh, yeah. Planes flying into the San Carlos Airport, the city north of Redwood City where I live. Coming back from the south, some in LA, some go to LA for business. Some even just fly from one part of the Bay Area to another part of the Bay Area. Am I stuck? No, Sweet Pea, you're there. Thank you so much. Matching Army, I don't know why she's doing this crap. I was hoping a life coach could tell me. I think you're being a little sarcastic with that, Shaggy, but that's okay. It's okay. You can semi-troll a little bit, dude. It's listen, bro. It's YouTube, and I get it, and we have a history, right? It's all good. I can take it. It's a beautiful, sunny day. No sarcasm. Okay, well. Well, why is she doing it? Because she has nothing better to do, Shangy, and she's bored and miserable, stuck at home, not working. And her husband goes to work, brings home the bacon. She's probably taking care of kids. Whoops. That's what it is. It boils down to one thing. She's miserable in her marriage. I mean, think about it. When you're dating a woman that is not the right woman for you, what do? You got rid of her, right? You dumped her, right? When you're married, you can't do it as easily because there are typically kids involved. It's a contract between you and the state if you live here in the U.S. or you and the province if they're in another country like yours in Canada, right? So it's not as easy to get out of. And even if these women want to get out of it, like I said, they're not getting any money. So where are they going to go? Who's going to take care of them? And a lot of them have probably been written off by their family, right? Right? A lot of them don't have good relationships with their family, so they have nowhere to fall back on, so they're completely dependent on the beta male provider. And this is going to trigger them. I know it's going to get back to them, and I don't care. It doesn't matter. Because it's the truth, and only the truth shall set you free. Only the truth shall set you free. God, lots of planes are flying in right now. This is beautiful. Oh, yeah. I can't even see. Oh, there we are. Give me a second. That plane is just gliding at a little bit of a slower speed than the other planes. Oh, yeah. And over here on my right is Highway 101. Traffic is flowing smoothly. But I started the stream at about 1:45 Pacific time today. So it's probably, where are we at right now? We are at 65 minutes minus a cutoff or so. We're probably at 64 minutes, an hour and 4 minutes. So we're at about 2:45 Pacific. Yeah, it's not rush hour yet. Eli, who? Come on, dude. You're asking me who's bigger, BL or Fire, dude? Like, you want some drama content or something, dude? I'll just put it to you this way, man. I hope those two women actually get their act together, get into better shape. If I had to guess, Fire's probably a little bit bigger. But they're both at a very unhealthy weight level, and they need to take care of that primarily for health reasons. But here's the thing. They get back into better shape, they're going to be healthier, they're also going to be more sexually attractive, and maybe their husbands will want to get with them again. Right? That's another thing, right? These women just let themselves go, right? I'm sure these women were not overweight or as overweight when they first met their husbands, even the beta male provider husbands, right? Even the beta males, are not going to, they typically are not going to go for very, very big women. I mean, some may, but I don't think these women were as out of shape as they are today. And I'm not trying to be critical about it. I'm just saying that, they let themselves go. I know you're a bit more blunt than me, and I can be blunt too, Shangy. I'm just, I'm really trying to not be as, not be as rude. I'm not trying to come off rude. I'm not trying to say things that are dramatic and rude, But I get it, man. They have a weight problem, and they should take care of it more so for health reasons. And as a bonus, they'll probably look a hell of a lot better and more attractive, and maybe start rekindling the romance with their husbands. If not, they can get divorced and find someone else. But they're not going to find anyone else looking the way they look and having the attitude they have as well. Like, these women have everything against them. They're extremely out of shape. They have shitty attitudes, right? Right? They act more masculine than feminine, right? So who's going to want them, right? I'm just being honest. It's the truth. Honest question. Well, I give you my honest thoughts. Sweeping85 says, Ed Shangy, I'm sure my man could help them lose some weight. Well, yeah, you can get your, maybe you could. I don't think you want to dox yourself, Sweepy. You can connect with Shangy behind the scenes if you'd like. Though we shouldn't judge. It is human nature. No, I hear you. And you've been through it yourself, Sweepy. So you know how much it hurts to be judged. And even people that don't judge someone that's overweight, even if you're legitimately trying to help someone get into better shape by saying, yeah, you're overweight, and I say this with love, right? Even if you truly mean it, when you say it with love, it's still going to trigger those people. Just a natural reaction. Sweeping85 says, quite honestly, Coach, even if they got skinnier, it seems like their personalities are definitely lacking, so that may be a turnoff to their men. No, it is. It is. Number one, their attitudes, is what's turning off their man. Like, see, guys nowadays are willing to give even bigger women a chance as long as they're sweet and submissive most of the time and loyal and faithful, right? And not full of drama, right? But when you've got big women that also have big attitudes and they exude more masculine energy than feminine energy, you know, what can you do with that, right? How attractive is that, right? Like, there's no benefit. There's no benefit for these men to keep these women around besides one thing. I think the only reason why these men are keeping these women around is because of the kids. I can tell you, I believe both these women have young kids under 18. I can tell you, once all their kids are 18, if they haven't gotten their act together by that point, lose the weight, lose the attitude, and be more feminine and submissive, then their men they're gonna divorce them. Yeah, it'll cost them, but at least they'll have their sanity back, right? So, you know, if I was a man in that situation with those types of women that we've been talking about, the only reason why I'd keep them around, if I even decided to, would be for the kids under 18. But quite frankly, kids or no kids, I would be gone. And quite frankly, I would never marry a woman like that in the first place, because I've always been the kind of guy that wouldn't even date a woman that I wasn't totally into and I could tell was totally into me, right? But these betas don't understand that. These betas, you know, got attention from these women, like I said earlier, when they were probably more attractive. And these women were like, okay, this guy's paying attention to me. I'm getting older. My biological clock is ticking. None of the Chads and Tyrones that we really want to settle and take care of us, so we're going to settle for this guy. He's not really that bad. Let me give him a chance, right? And then you know what happens after that, right? Right? Women are attracted to a man's strength, and they're repelled by a man's emotional weakness. Okay? And when I say strength, yes, physical strength's a part of it, but it's more so emotional strength. And the ability to communicate well, right? And the ability to stand up for yourself in a loving yet dominant way. You never ever yell at a woman. I've said this before, I'll say it again. You never ever yell at a woman. The best thing you can do is just walk away. You know, you try to have a reasonable conversation with her. And if she keeps on yelling and stuff, say, babe, sounds like you're, you know, not in the best of moods. And I'd like to talk with you reasonably about this. I'm going to take a walk. When you're ready to talk in a relaxed state, you can come get me, right? I've done that many times in the past, right? You start walking out on that walk, and 2 seconds later, hey, babe, wait, babe, hey, babe. Okay, I'm ready to talk. Oh, okay. That was quick, right? Women want to know that you have a spine. Women want to know that if they don't treat you right, you're going to walk. Nowadays, we pedestalize women. And, you know, like, you know, even when they start to try to walk and stuff, we don't let them walk, you know. We try to chase them down. That's the worst thing you could do as a man, is chase a woman, right? They need to be chasing us. If they're not chasing us, it's not working, right? And any woman that says, I prefer men to chase me, well, that's why you're single, or you end up with beta males and then you end up leaving them anyway, right? Why would any woman want to be with a man that has to chase them, right? How masculine is that? How masculine is it for a man to chase a woman? A masculine man knows he's good enough. A masculine man knows he's the prize, and the woman is seeking him, the prize. Then you have those women nowadays, they say, oh, well, we're the prize. Well, maybe kind of sort of both men and women are each other's prizes nowadays because we're equal, right? But when it comes to respect and sexual chemistry and compatibility and sexual, sexual polarity, right? The man has to be the man, the woman has to be the woman, or there's no sexual chemistry there, right? If the woman doesn't feel like she's winning a prize by being with a man, then it's not real. It's the bottom line. Even in the modern world where women are liberated and working, right? And have all the same equal rights men only once had. Women still want to feel like they are getting a prize. They're winning a prize to be with a man. Or they just won't respect you. Bottom line, they don't want a weak man. They want a strong man. Not just physically strong, but more importantly, mentally and emotionally strong. Emotional strength to offset their crazy emotions that they have at times. Or maybe all the time. Women are emotional beings. They respond to everything emotionally first, all the time, all day, every day, based on how they're feeling in the present moment, right? And then they may reason with logic afterwards, right? It's taken me a while because I have so many messages today. 8 thumbs up, 18 in the box. Please smash the thumbs up. Mad Shang Army says, after EP 1985, she falls asleep with her cell phone in one hand, a vape in the other. I'm going to pull up the side and let this guy pass. Show you folks Highway 101. Whew. It is gorgeous, gorgeous here today. All right. Let's start heading back. I made lots of mistakes in my life. Getting back directly to the topic. Made lots of mistakes. And like I said, in my younger days, it wasn't easy to own up to them. And I was younger and inexperienced and just trying to find my way. And I always felt the need to try and be better than everyone, right? Even throughout my early to mid-20s. And like I said earlier in the show, when I hit my late 20s, that's when the epiphany hit me and I started to say, hey, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You got nothing to prove to anyone. Just focus on being the best version of yourself you can be, right? And something that really more so changed my life in my early 30s was when someone recommended me to watch the movie The Secret. Watch it a bunch of times, and I ended up watching it. The short story, I've shared this before, I'll share the shorter version here today. I watched The Secret about 20 to 30 times, something like that, over the last, almost 20 years, like 15 plus years. But within the first month of knowing of that film's existence, because it was recommended by a friend of mine at that time, I literally saw it like 10 to 15 times. And they kept saying the same thing over and over again. There are many famous speakers and authors, motivational speakers and authors in that movie. And they're saying the same thing in different words. The secret is you. You are the secret. How you see yourself is how everyone else is going to see you, right? So if you're projecting happiness into the universe because you're actually happy, then how do you think people are going to see you and respond to you? And what type of people are you going to attract, right? But if you're projecting misery, right? If you're projecting misery and unhappiness, what type of people do you think you're going to attract? You're going to attract miserable people. And then you're going to just dwell in each other's misery. And it's just going to get worse. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and everyone knows the famous saying back. Got some people coming, so I'm going to pull over here. Before I got cut off, I was saying, if you're miserable, you're just going to attract other miserable people if you project that misery. And that's what most people do. Most people will project their unhappiness and their misery. And so, they attract those types of people in their lives, right? And then when they come across happy people like me, they try to kick me down. And that's why when you encounter those people, folks, if you're a good person, don't let those people get to you. Just either ignore them or say, hey, it sounds like you need some time to figure things out. And, if you need some help, let me know. If not, I'm just going to move on. I don't want to get in the way. You try to diffuse the situation. Give me a second here. There's a lot here. That's sad, Shangy says, sweeping 1985. Shangy says, Fire's kid is grown up with a baby of her own. Wow. Matt Shangy Army, Fire is a grandma, and she's still on YouTube trying to mess with people. That's because she's unhappy. She's unhappy in her marriage, bottom line. Shangy says the real reason Fire uses hair dye is because she's been covering up all the gray hairs. Well, as you get into your 40s, you're going to have gray hairs. I mean, I use Just for Men, right? I have a few more gray hairs than you can see. So I can't hold that against her. I mean, that's what all women do, right? When they get older, women dye their hair even when they don't need to. But I get what you're saying, Shangy. And I know you're trying to let it out. I get it, bro. I get it, dude. Sweeping at 85 says, I hate being yelled at, so I just don't do the things to get yelled at for. Hold on. Well, that would be a smart thing to do. I hate being yelled at, so I don't do the things that would get me yelled at. You know what, Sweeping at 85, how about you tell every single other woman the same thing? Give them the same advice. If you don't want to be yelled at, then don't do things that would make people want to yell at you. But here's the thing, I take it one step further than that. I just don't yell at people, period, anymore. I used to, right? But I've just become stronger emotionally and mentally, and especially with women. The last thing you want to do is never, ever, ever yell at a woman, no matter how much she's coming at you, no matter what's happening, because she may be coming at you, and they may even have nothing to do with you. Usually it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with something else that she's dealing with internally or with other people. And she's trying to make you aware without bothering you, because women really don't want to bother the man they care for with their bullshit issues, right? Right? Because they're all bullshit issues, but to women, because they're always emotional all day, every day, that's their natural essence, they don't really want to bother their man, so they don't directly tell men what the problem is. We have to fucking figure that shit out. We have to read woman Morse code, right? By the time you get to my age, 48, you become a master of reading woman's code, right? Right? Even human women speak in code. Fantastic. Let me see here. Sweeping85 says, I have gray hair and wear it proudly, LOL. I've earned them all and keep them as personal hair glitter. Well, that's a great way to look at it. Shangy says, well, I think she was trying to trick men into thinking she was younger when in reality she's almost 50. I thought she was, are you kidding me? I'm 48. So she's what, 49? Is she older than me? I just turned 49 last December, for like 4 months ago. I turned 48, sorry, did I say 49? 48, I'm 48. Wow. Shangy says she catfishes younger guys on the internet. Go figure. Sweeping985 says, I couldn't date younger. My man is 6 years older than me. Yeah, most women prefer to date older guys because of the maturity thing, right? I was 7 years younger than Fire. Wow. This walk's taking me a little bit longer because there's a lot to talk about in the chat. So Shangy, while we still have you here, I know you were going to leave YouTube and then you decided to stay and you kind of worked some things out. What's in the works for you next? And, you know, I wouldn't mind jumping on some of your panels every now and then and talking about some interesting discussions. But I think, I know you and I haven't caught up in a while, and this gave us a chance to catch up. That's totally cool. But I think that we need to put the past within this entire group behind us, except for the people that are moving along in a positive way, right? You know, I think we got to let like the BLs go and RJ Sandifers go and, you know, some of the other people just go and focus on talking about new things, right? Maybe other groups of people or other things that people are doing. I think what's really been played out, at least for me, and maybe many others, is this same old repetitive drama, Coach Eli drama, Matt Shangy drama with these same people, you know, BL drama, RJ Sandifer drama with the mid-30s millennial, drama with the early 40s guy that I'm sure you're still not too fond of, the early 40s guy, Shangy. You know the early 40s guy? The guy that you destroyed on a panel years ago while I was driving on my way to see Dana back then. You haven't patched things up with the early 40s guy, have you, Shangy? He still watches me. He's so obsessed. He still watches me, like they all do. It just behooves me that the majority of these people, they still watch. I don't know, maybe it's an emotional investment or attachment or wondering what I'm going to say next. And it's like, you know, it's like, you know, I figured out the game they were playing and they still try to suck me back in, and they just can't. They try to suck me in now with tagging me in community posts and making short videos on backup sock channels. And it's like, every now and then I'll do a search and I'll see them. I don't even watch them. I just see them in the search and I'm like, oh, there they go again. Same old shit, different day, right? Why watch something when you already know it's going to be the same old thing? SOSDD, same old shit, different day, right? I'm going to have to reset this in a second because I think my chat is stuck again. But I'm going to wait a few more minutes to get a little further down. I'm almost at the end of this trail, this side, and I'm going to go on the other side. Folks, tonight I'm going to be doing a stream from the studio for about an hour. And it was an article that my lady sent me regarding the language of the dating world, or the modern language of the dating world. It's pretty interesting. And it's a pretty long article. It's going to probably take about an hour to go through. I'm going to try to get through it in one shot. If I have to use the restroom about halfway through, I'll take a quick break and then come back. But I think I'll be able to do that show in one shot in about an hour or slightly over an hour. So I have it all set up. It's on private. I haven't put it public yet because I didn't want it to interfere with this stream. Once I get back, I'll put it out there. It's probably going to happen at 9:30 or 10 p.m. Eastern, 6. Again, you know, the language of the modern dating world. And it's just very, very interesting. And I'm going to share with you how to actually get a date. How to actually get a good date in the modern world, right? What to look for. What to avoid like the plague. Avoid women like the two we've been talking about here today. like the one Shangy used to date. Avoid those types of women, right? That's the first thing. And they're, all right, I'm back. You have to have some tact. You have to have some game in the online dating world. When I say game, I don't mean necessarily play games with the women, right? Even if you're looking for a relationship, you have to have game to know how to approach a woman by, being assertive enough and moving things forward at a good enough pace where she doesn't get bored. And not too fast to the point of where she feels you're rushing things and you scare her off, because they have many options. He will be back, says Lewis. Let me see here. Sweepy85 says, I've tried to teach others my way, but the feminists make it hard to get women my age to listen. That's true. That's why you got to keep moving forward like I do. Don't let anyone stop you from sharing the truth. Shangy says, I'm going back to doing interviews on important topics. I messed up and let that psycho woman take over my channel and destroyed my credibility with all her BS. Oh, I know who you're talking about. I'm not his friend. I can't be friends with someone who abuses children. Oh, and trust your gut. Don't ignore the red flags like excessive crying and drama. Lewis says he will be back. You are back. Thank you. Well, Shangy, here's the thing. I don't know if it's going to mean anything to you or not, but I don't think anyone has ruined your credibility or mine. Because even if our credibility was ruined during that time, yours and mine, for example, purposes, I mean, who's our credibility ruined with? A bunch of, drama shit disturbers that were never going to be into our real content in the first place, right? And you see, at the end of the day, it's a lesson learned for you, for me, and other people that have risen above this, right? And as a coach, I can sit here and talk about this and share my story so other future YouTubers or content creators down the road that decide to run an internet business know what to look for, know what to avoid, so they don't have to make the same mistakes that we did, right? We encountered it, and now there's history on it, and now we're speaking about that history, and we're helping people out, right? So I honestly don't think that, your credibility was ruined to the point of where you can never recover. You never did anything wrong, right? Yeah, you got involved with some people that set you back, emotionally drained you, wasted your time. Same thing happened to me. But hey, we were still learning the ropes at that point, right? YouTube's been around for almost 20 years. Now, I've been on YouTube since it came out, but I didn't become a real content creator until about 5.5 years ago. There's one for you, Shangy. That woman literally had like a 4-pack at least, maybe a 6-pack. She was in extremely good shape. The thing is, quite honestly, she's probably a nice woman. Who knows? But I'm not attracted to women like that. I'm not attracted to women that have like 4-packs or 6-packs. Because in order for a woman to get to a 4-pack and a 6-pack, her body needs to have less than 20% body fat. For men, it's less than 10%. The reason why women are supposed to have 10% more body fat than men is because of the reproductive system, right? If a woman, doesn't have, a certain amount of body fat, she looks less of a woman, right? Or if she has a 6-pack or 4-pack, to me, it just comes off as more of a masculine thing. Hats off to that woman, another woman that are in really good shape like that, right? But as far as what most men are attracted to, they're attracted to women that have a little bit more meat on them. I'm not saying overly fat, but that's just too super skinny. And from a health standpoint, yeah, I mean those are very, very healthy women that have 4-packs. But even without a 6-pack, women being slender are very healthy too. And they're actually more attractive when they're a little bit more curvy than just, chiseled, right? But hey, that's what women want to do nowadays. They want to be chiseled and ripped, right? Anyway. 11 in the box, 9 thumbs up. We are at 96 minutes, an hour and 36 minutes, minus a few cutoffs. We're probably at about an hour and 35 minutes. I'm going to go to the other side. And make it over 4 miles again today. Even though I feel like I got a pretty good workout, let's just keep it going here a little bit longer. But yeah, and I may get cut off here again, folks. I get cut off here sometimes in this area. But yeah, like I said, Shangy, if you want to work on some stuff, no problem. You've got a lot of great people. I've got some people behind the scenes still too. I believe you're still involved with Filippo Soa and some of the other people. So, I'd be open to that. I'm back, folks. Sorry. I am back. Like I was saying, you're one of the few people, Shangy, I'm subscribed to when compared to the rest of the drama, group of people we used to be involved with. So I'll start checking your stuff out. Well, I gotta run. Have a great evening, all. See you later, Sweeping 1985. Have yourself a great one, and thank you for stopping by. Have a great weekend. It's going to be a nice weekend where I'm at. Hope my lady's doing all right. If you're watching, babe, hope your day is going well. I'll be going off the air in about 15 to 20 minutes max. I'll check my messages. I have my phone on do not disturb mode when I'm on the air. Because back in the days when I first started doing mobile streaming, I had it wide open and I kept getting calls from trolls and stuff. And now they don't do it anymore because they can't. I have do not disturb mode. No notifications or calls go through. Just the internet connection to the YouTube app. That's it. Live and learn, right? I'll tell you, when you walk every day like I do, it's great for all parts of your body. It moves all the muscles, relieves a lot of tension, kicks in the endorphins, and even helps your digestive system move things around easier and keeps things loose and easy to release. Yeah, folks. When was the last time you admitted a mistake? For many people, it's probably been years, months, right? Maybe even longer for some, right? What I've learned in life, like I said earlier, I'll say it again right now. What I've learned in life is that the best way to live is to set yourself free of everything. Free of all negativity, free of all drama, etc., right? And the only way to do that is to just come clean with everyone. First of all, you got to come clean with yourself, and then come clean with everyone. Admit your faults, admit your mistakes. You're human, and everyone that's half decent knows it, right? Now, you are going to encounter people in your life that are not going to like you no matter, how appreciative you are. No matter how appreciative you are towards them, or if you make a mistake with those types of people, no matter how apologetic you are with some people, it's just never going to be good enough. And the people that, won't accept your apology over something reasonable, over a reasonable mistake that you want to own, are people that have deeply scarred and deeply rooted mentally and emotionally unstable issues within themselves, and they're just not capable of accepting a reasonable apology, right? But as long as, you make the effort to own up to any mistakes you've made to the people that deserve an apology, as long as you try, you've done your part, the rest is in their hands, right? And if people aren't receptive to your apology, then say, hey, again, I'm sorry for what happened. I didn't mean it. I really wish you would forgive me, but sounds like you need some time and space. I'm going to let you go. But hey, if things get better and you want to talk, you know how to get in touch with me. And then just walk away. That's all you can do. That's the best thing to do. You don't want to keep feeding into it and say, why aren't you accepting my apology, dude? Because now you're just stirring up the pot more, right? You do what the right thing is to do for yourself and leave it at that. Even if people are not receptive, you leave it at that. You put the ball in their court and you just walk away. And if it's meant to be, they'll come down the road. All right, we're going to the observation deck. Folks, get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in less than 15 minutes. Just going to hang out here for a minute or two. Check the chat. All right, we're back. We're back. We still have 5 people in the box. 10 thumbs up. All right, let's start walking back. Heading back, folks. So again, get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. Be going off the air. Less than 15 minutes, maybe about 10 minutes or so. It's just a little over a quarter mile, maybe 3/8 of a mile. From here to the exit. It won't take me too long to get there. I'm not gonna stop and sit at this bench here today. I gotta get back. This is taking long enough anyway. We are at 104 minutes minus a couple minutes for cutoffs. 102 minutes. That's an hour and 42 minutes. Right around there. Hour 42, hour 43. Also, in every case that you encounter, folks, try to be the better person. Legitimately. Don't try to pretend to be the better person. Actually, be the better person deep within your heart and soul. Right? People are going to be able to notice when you're genuine or not, because if you're a genuine person, you're going to always try to be the better person in any situation, even when people come at you. And it's not about saying you're better than the other person. It's about saying that just don't overreact. Even if people come at you and they react and overreact, right? Just handle it maturely and respectfully and professionally, right? Like my famous phrase, these people like to make fun of me of or on. Respectfully, professionally, and maturely, right? Respectfully, professionally, and maturely. There you go. It was a little warmer than normal, and I'm getting a little dehydrated because of that. So as the weather starts to increase, I'm going to have to shed some clothing and start bringing some water out here. I've got a nice little mini day pack and have some strong reusable plastic 24-ounce water bottles I can hook off the side of my sweatpants and take a little sip every now and then. But I'm beginning to really feel this right now. Somebody's running behind me, so I'm just gonna wait over here. I think it's that older gentleman that's always on this trail. I'm gonna let him pass me. Traffic is still flowing smoothly. Sorry, I can't even talk. Traffic is still flowing smoothly on the freeway. It is that older guy. Yeah, he was on the trail yesterday. That guy's literally like in his 70s, maybe even early 80s. And he's jogging on the trail. And like I was saying yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, he's going to live to be over 100 if he keeps doing that. That's the way to stay healthy and live a long and prosperous life. Always be the better person, folks. And always put yourself in other people's shoes before you react to them. When you put yourself in the other person's shoes, you're going to be a lot more understanding with what they're going through. And you're going to respond to them in the way that you would want to be responded to in the same situation if you're on the flip side, right? It's part of the issue we have nowadays. People are very selfish and immature and insecure. And we've got these millennials with their entitlement, right? And they're trying to, and they've been leading the, future generations, the Gen Zers, and now the Alpha generation. They've been, no disrespect, the millennials have been a horrible, horrible, piss poor example of how to live life. It's the most entitled generation ever. My girlfriend's daughter, no disrespect, is basically a part of that. She doesn't know what to do. I don't even think she's working right now, or she's working a job she's not happy at, not making enough money. And I'm not going to get too much further into it, but all I'll say is this, is that she's living an entitled life. And my lady, loves her little girl. And I'm not saying that her little girl doesn't, love her. She does. But my lady feels like sometimes her now 27-year-old daughter, doesn't really care about her. That's not the case. It's just that she's grown up during a different time and she's living the entitled life. And there are people that are spoiling her. Her mother is not spoiling her. I think her father is. And her fiance, she's actually engaged. And I've been trying to tell my lady, don't let it get to you. Just let her be. Let her figure it out. Because if she doesn't figure out, if she doesn't figure out how to live a less entitled lifestyle and contribute to her marriage, it's going to affect her marriage. Once her man figures it out, it'll end up in divorce. And at that point, she's going to have nowhere else to go but you, babe. Right? It's just one example there. Yeah, that's been one of the most difficult things to deal with nowadays with modern day women. It's the millennial women that changed this with their entitlement behavior. Right? Millennials are now age 25 through 40, right? And women that are 40 years old are right at the cutoff. So, like, if I was single right now, I wouldn't date any woman under 40. Because they would be deep millennial, right? But I also really wouldn't want to date a woman older. So, if I was single, my age range would be, 40 to 47 preferably, maybe 48. But I prefer the woman to be a little bit younger. My lady's 46, almost 47. There you go. That's why it works out. She's a little bit younger than me. We grew up during the same time. And she's not spoiled and entitled. I think all of us have been spoiled and entitled a little bit. So I take that back. Maybe she is a little bit, and maybe I have been in the past, in my younger days. But no, we're nowhere nearly as spoiled and entitled as these millennials are nowadays. And that's what I respect about my lady. She works hard. She's always found a way to take care of herself. Even though she would prefer to be with a good man that could take care of her. She would still do her part, but in different ways. And I believe her because she's proven it to me. I'll share more about our entire story and her entire story when we do her interview I've been talking about down the road in about 2 to 3 months from now, or maybe a little bit longer than that, once the dust settles with everything that's going on with her that she's taking care of right now. Folks, get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in less than 5 minutes. I've really enjoyed this show. Mad Shangy from the Mad Shangy Army channel. It's a great pleasure to have you here today. Thanks for stopping by. I will look out for your future live streams if you plan on going live later tonight at some point. When I'm done with my stream, maybe I'll pop on by. But I will say this. I don't want any drama. I don't want people from the past that I know you're still associated with, criticizing or anything. I just don't want to deal with any of that. If I come on one of your panels and some of those people come on and start trash talking me, I'll just, politely say, hey, you know what? I'm not here to talk about that. What's done is done. Let me know if you want to have a civil conversation. And if not, I'll just quietly remove myself from the stream, right? And that's the way I'm handling things from here on out. It's the way they should have always been handled. I was going to cross the street to avoid this person here, and there was a car back there that just literally gunned it out of this lot, so I couldn't go anywhere. And now those two guys that gunned it are just staying there at that stop sign. In like a 5 or 6 year old, 7-year-old Honda. It's kind of like a, never mind, I'm not going to stereotype. That's not me. All right, folks, I'm going to go off the air for a second and come back to wrap this up to make sure I don't get cut off when shutting down the stream. That is an amazing walk. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you so much. All right, we are at 114 minutes minus a couple minutes or so. Actually, we're almost at 115 minutes. So 2 hours and 55 minutes minus a couple minutes. 2 hours and 53, 1 hour and 55 minus 2 minutes. 1 hour and 53, 1 hour and 54 minutes. Thank you to Lewis Fuller for being here. He says, okay, see you later. Have a great night. Much love and respect. You too, Lewis. Thank you to, again, Lewis Fuller. Thank you to the Mad Shangy Army for being here, the Mad Shangy. Thank you to Sweet Pea 1985 and anyone else watching behind the scenes. Folks, tonight at around 9:30 or 10 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 or 7 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to be doing a brief 1 hour or so stream regarding a blog article my lady sent me that I thought was very interesting. We're going to be talking about the language of the modern dating world. And it's a great article. And I'm going to put my spin on it. I'll also be sharing within that article how to actually get a good date. Lewis says, you're very welcome. Have a great one, everyone, and see you all later tonight. Take care, and as always, be good to each other.